Good morning or early afternoon, I would say. My name is Lorena Diez. I'm part of the Homelessness Response Team. Today I'm here to talk to you guys an overview of the City of San Jose's Homelessness Response Team, our strategies, and some of the programs that we are in charge of and that we oversee throughout the city, and how we work conjointly with the County of Santa Clara. Just an introduction about myself. So like I said, I work for the City of San Jose. I've been with the City of San Jose since I was 18 years old as a recreation leader, and then I went to a different department. I was born and raised in the City of San Jose. I went to San Jose State, so I could probably say I bleed San Jose in and out. I'm very passionate about this city all over. I have a large family which touches every single part of San Jose. I have over 10 nephews and nieces, so to me the importance of safety in this community is high. Extremely high, because I have so many people. I want my nephews and nieces to be able to walk to school the way that I was able to walk to school without my parents worrying about me or my safety. So homelessness in the City of San Jose. So we conduct a biannual homeless count, which was conducted this year at the end of January. I was part of that committee. It was 2 days. I don't know, did anybody volunteer? Raise your hand. You had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. It was pretty early. So what we do is, that's the best time. We want to get people before they start moving, before they are moved, or before they leave, and just that's the best time to get a great grasp of a point in time count. So what we conducted, we did this count, and what we found, our numbers have increased by over 40%. The City of San Jose currently has 6,172 residents that are experiencing homelessness. And out of that total number, 84% is unsheltered. So that means those are the people that you see on the streets, in the parks, on the highways, living in their vehicles, living in tents. Unfortunately, if the city today wanted to house everybody and offer a bed to everybody, we can't. That's the realistic part of it. We don't have enough sufficient beds to offer to people. And so that's why we have such a large population that is unsheltered. The County of Santa Clara, we did this count conjointly with them. They recorded that there is over 9,706 individuals in the entire County of Santa Clara that are experiencing homelessness. So that leaves San Jose with the majority. 64% of homeless residents are living in the City of San Jose. Does that mean that they're coming to the City of San Jose? No. 84% call this their home 6 months prior to experiencing homeless for the first time. And why do they reside in particular areas in the City of San Jose? Like, why are they here? Guess what? They may have lived here prior to having that experience of homelessness. They may have family and friends that live in this area, so they feel safe to be here. They are in the area that they feel best, that they feel that is their part of their community. So it's not like they're in my neighborhood, that's also their neighborhood. And that's why they're scattered throughout the City of San Jose. So today I'm also going to talk to you guys about the community strategic plan that we have with the county, and how we are overseeing like the mental health services that the county is responsible for, and how we are conjointly using our efforts to not duplicate services or programs throughout the City of San Jose. Then I'm going to touch on some programs for the City of San Jose, and lastly, how you can be part of the solution. And I'm really excited that there are some individuals that are part of the Safe Parking Rotating Shelter that the City of Cupertino started along with the Winter Faith Collaborative. So like I had touched already, we have a large number of homeless individuals throughout the City of San Jose. It did increase over 42%. But does that mean that we are not helping more homeless individuals? For every one homeless individual that we're helping, 3 to 4 individuals are falling into homelessness in the City of San Jose. And that is also county-wide. And that can be attributed to various things. Employment, housing is skyrocketing every day. We have people in our department. We also assist the rental rights unit, and I used to help them out. So I would have people come in and tell me, I just got 2 increases in 1 year, which is a total of 50%. So just within a year, their rent are extremely high. So there's different reasons why people are becoming homeless every day. And as somebody had touched that as our Vice Mayor had touched, there's different type of homeless individuals. There's people that are chronically homeless that are going to need that support for the rest of their lives. There's people that are working or able to work that have just fell through the cracks and need some type of support. And then there's people that are experiencing homeless, but they can self-resolve. They just don't know where to go to get that service. To self-resolve their homeless issue. So the community plan to end homelessness in Santa Clara County, we did this, 2019, so we're actually going to start on the new one. We did it in 2015, and it's a 5-year program, a 5-year plan, basically. So what does that consist of? Number 1 is disturb the system. So we got to disturb what is currently in place or currently has been in place for decades that may have not worked, or that disturb the system of the traditional way that my neighborhood doesn't view homelessness, or I don't want it in my neighborhood. We got to rip that apart and say it's affecting everybody now. And as far as we are concerned, this is our city and it is our responsibility, not only the city's responsibility, to take care of our home. Number 2 is build solutions. Building solutions is coming up with innovative ways to address the issue, coming up with long-term solutions. As our Vice Mayor mentioned, he has proposed a huge task force to get those ideas flowing, kind of invite people like, you know what, nothing's off the table, and even though maybe somebody proposed it 5 years ago, guess what, we didn't do it then, but maybe we got to do it now, because the time right now, it's every day is a crisis. Every day people are living on the street. Every day people are dying because of heat or cold. So we need to come up to build different solutions that may have not been part of the system or the program in the past, but maybe that's something that we're looking at for the future. And then serve the person. Somebody had mentioned, one of the residents, how we need to be better at providing more information to people to get that access so that they know what services are available throughout the city of San Jose. There's many services that are under under homelessness, but particularly they can be served to anybody that is having issues paying their rent, who is low income. All these services are for people, because homelessness can affect somebody like myself. It can affect somebody who's in a high-paying job, because you never know your circumstances. For example, if my car's transmission was to go out today, and I have to pay my rent, and I also have already said that I was going to compromise, and I've already bought a vacation ticket. Now I find myself, I don't have any money. I'm in the situation where I know where I can go ask for help, but if somebody else, they would be like, do I pay my rent or do I fix my car that takes me to work? Or maybe I should just live in my car so that I can drive to work every day. So that's how easy somebody can fall into homelessness. It's overnight, and there's different populations of people that are experiencing homeless as well. So the community progress, I had touched a little bit earlier on how for every person that we are helping, 3 to 4 people are falling into homelessness. So from 2015 to 2018, we haven't got the numbers for 2019 because we still got a few more months, but we have permanently housed with a success rate of over 90%, 6,937 individuals that were experiencing some type of homelessness episode throughout the city of San Jose. So the numbers, we are housing people, but at the same rate, people are becoming homeless. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the city has realized that we need to come up with a prevention program to help those people before even entering an episode of homelessness. Because the reality is, once somebody is homeless, it costs twice as much to get them out of their episode of homelessness instead of helping them before they become homeless. So that's for people that are getting in that situation where they got to pay for their vehicle or pay for rent or pay for their child's daycare. Well, the city partnered up with Destination Home, and they created it's called called a Homelessness Prevention Program. There is still something very similar to it, and you can go to different EAN places, which are just emergency centers like the Sacred Heart, which is located at the corner of Alma and First. Somebody who was like down on their dumps and they needed help paying their PG&E or their rent, they would go with that bill that says the final payment, and they would get one-time help up to $500. What we realize is that is not enough. Giving somebody $500 one time is not going to help them. It might help them temporarily, but it's not going to help them long term. They need to really focus on, why are you in that situation? Do you need financial education? Do you need to get help paying another bill so that you can focus on your bills? And so now the prevention program, it's been it was established, I want to say, about a year and a half ago, and we've helped over, last time I checked, I think it was over 700 families, and it's continuing to rise. So this program is actually, we've noticed the initial reports have showed that people that are going to this office and are saying, I got a rent notice in hand, or I got this vehicle repair, or I got this child bill, the average help that they need is about $3,500, but that is attached with case management for 3 to 6 months to really help that person get out of that situation and educate them to keep them out of that situation, out of that brink of becoming homelessness, because we don't want more people in the homeless system. We just want to prevent that. So this program was initiated, and it's having great success, and I hope it gets larger. The city just approved earlier this summer to continue this contract, which is something new, and I think it's extremely exciting, and it's really helping people that may have never felt themselves in that place.
One quick question. This is excellent. Where does somebody go to initiate getting this help? Is there one specific agency? Is it your office?
No, that's a great question. So there's actually 7 locations throughout the city of San Jose. It was actually only one. It used to be only Sacred Heart Family Services, which is right there by the DMV on Alma and Monterey. But we want to make sure that we're touching all parts of the city of San Jose. Bless you. So right here, it would be the closest to this area would be West Valley Community Center, which serves the population, which is borderline here, Sunnyvale and Saratoga, I would say. So you can go there, but the other locations, I don't know them at the top of my mind, I'm sorry. But you would just call and they would tell you which one's closest to your address. It's about, they help you, I would say it's a process of 3 to 4 hours, because you're getting interviewed, you're bringing documentation, they're looking at your overall life, and then they can cut you the check that same day, or you'll come back. There is approval. So the way that people in the county of Santa Clara, anybody that's experiencing homelessness, we want everybody to be tracked into this system, which we call HMIS. And people, the way that they're tracked is that they're giving a questionnaire, which we call a VI SPDAT. It's a vulnerability index. It's 32 personal questions, and it's all self-reported. So we've created one for the prevention program, so people still have to, answer a series of questions to see if you're a candidate for this program, because we don't want somebody like me who's like, oh, free money, just walk up to it. So there is an application process, just so that we're helping the correct people.
Is there any expectation of paying it back once they get on their feet?
No, there is no expectation. It's a grant. So that's one of the new programs that the city has started. So the prevention piece, to keep people away from entering an episode of homelessness, because it has severe results, not only as how the government, how much it costs us to help somebody leave homelessness, but also the effects that it has on an individual, mental, physical, just lack of morale for an individual. It does definitely disengage people from society, or their morale down. I hear stories every single day. I will say part of my, I like to say, I'm true to my zodiac sign, so I'm very compassionate. Every day, every single story, it always touches me regardless of how many I've heard. These are people at the end of the day that are breathing and living, and if I can help somebody before them even entering that program with this new program, I just feel really happy about that. So then there is housing-based solutions. So like I said, homelessness, we like to group them in 3, and I had said that there's the chronics. Chronics are more the people that we're visually seeing that are having those addictions or mental issues, or people that have disabilities, or people that have been homeless for longer than 2 years. These people are going to need wraparound services for the rest of their life. They're not going to be able to self-sustain. So the city and the county, they started constructing development, and it's called permanent supportive housing. Permanent supportive housing is affordable housing, but it's attached with wraparound services. There's case managers that live on site. There's clinicians that visit the complex on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis. They just have an immense support to help them, and also maybe even, take care of their finances for them, because we know that this particular group of homeless individuals need all the attention that they can get so that they can succeed in reaching their goals. So in 2016, the County of Santa Clara voters, you guys, voted to pass Measure A, which was a $950 million bond. And what have we been doing since then? Well, part of that bond was used to create and the preservation of 4,800 units. That means 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom studios throughout the city of San Jose. And because of that, we are continuing to increase our housing stock of affordable housing. As many of you guys see, there's a lot of developments going on throughout the city of San Jose, but a lot of those are market rate. And just to go on a little tangent about market rate. Market rate, 1-bedroom market rate apartment is going right there. It's called the Meridian, where the Breakfast Club is. My girlfriend lives upstairs. It's $3,200 for a 1-bedroom. That means you would have to have 3 minimum wage jobs in the city of San Jose that pays $15 an hour to pay your rent to live there. That means you have to make over $52 an hour at one job to be able to live at a market rate apartment in the city of San Jose, which means that the economy is booming here, which is great. But with the booming economy, it creates a series of things, right? You guys were talking about your roadways. Increased economy means more people on the road, which means the roads are more damaged. Increased economy means increase in food. Increased economy means that there is more people that are trying to find those affordable apartments to make a living here, because we all know that we still need the people that work at the grocery stores, the people that are doing the blue-collar jobs or the lower-paying jobs. Those are jobs that we need in our city. So just so you guys can have a little perspective of what market rate is, so they are building them. But Measure A is focused on providing more developments of affordable housing, more developments of permanent supportive housing, and also there was, I believe it's $25 million towards home loans for first-time home buyers in the Santa Clara County to also provide people that maybe thought that they weren't going to be able to purchase a home because the prices are high, that they are able to have that dream of buying a home here in the Santa Clara Valley that they call home. So there is about 45% of the developments that are currently underway that are going to be ELI. What is ELI? It's extremely low affordable housing. So definitely we're catering to those individuals that have those lower paying jobs, because we know that we need that. And also not only people that are getting those low paying jobs, also for our seniors that are people that are retiring, that have worked their entire life. Unfortunately, the disability or Social Security, it's the same amount across the country. Doesn't matter where you live, you're going to get that same check, which is roughly $950. So people that have worked their whole life and are only dependent on their Social Security definitely are going to find themselves in a situation now where it's like, I've lived here my entire life and I've worked my entire life, but now I'm only getting this amount, which is an extreme significant, just a small amount of money that they have to pay for housing, food, medication, what forth of their personal life.
Just curious, is the minimum wage in San Jose linked in any way to ELI?
That is a great question, and I don't know the answer to that, but I would presume that I know that our council office and our mayors, they definitely were pushing for the increase in minimum wage, just for the living wage, just to basically be able to afford food, gas, and rent here in the city of San Jose. So just very happy about that.
My son had several Subway restaurants, and when the minimum wage went up, his employees asked him to cut their hours because they didn't want the increased money because they weren't going to be able to get services. I don't know I mean, this is coming from my family. It's not just a story that's going out.
No. I mean, you know what? For every population, there's always going to be people that are going to be like, man, why'd you say that? You're, one person making one comment that benefits themselves then gets stigmatized, and it's all over seen as the entire group of individuals. That's what they're doing. So it could have just been that one.
But had several of them.
Several employees.
Section 8 housing.
And that's, Section 8, So that's completely different. Like, Section 8 is under, it's a federal housing program where it's a federal subsidy. The city of San Jose doesn't oversee that, but I can see, why people would want to remain under Section 8. They do, they're checking their incomes every 6 months for that federal assistant housing program. So definitely somebody under that program, I can see how they can weigh out their options on, do they want to get that increase or do they want to remain in their housing situation that they're currently in. The interim housing, that's the best part. That's the one that our vice mayor definitely said that he wants to do that roundtable to get people with their innovative ideas, because we are definitely doing that. We're stepping out of the box. We're trying things that didn't happen, that weren't happening in the past and now are happening. Right here you have two pictures. One is of the Bridge Community Housings, aka the tiny homes, and then is a picture of the Plaza Hotel. The Plaza Hotel was acquired by the housing department. It's an old Victorian hotel. It's 3 stories. It's kind of basically like dorm setting, restrooms at the end of the hallways, and everybody shares those communal restrooms. The city bought it, refurbished it. We use it to house homeless individuals that are working or able to work, because they're only able to stay there for up to a year, and it's a progressive. So they get in there, they're not paying any rent. By the time they leave, they're paying a certain amount, so they're used to paying rent. They're used to knowing how they're checked, so we're just helping re-educate them before they exit on and they're able to self-sustain. So that's one of the programs we have. The Bridge Community Housing, which broke ground at the beginning of July, finally, after I would say 3 to 4 years of a long process. We have about 12 built, and they're looking to start housing individuals at the end of the summer. And so that's different. And we're also doing the safe parking pilot program at city-owned facilities. We're also looking at a navigation center in the future. So we're definitely looking at out-of-the-box interim solutions to house people temporarily for 2 reasons. Temporarily because they only need a brief amount of help, or temporarily, majority, because we're building permanent supportive housing and affordable housing. It's easy to say that we're building affordable housing or permanent supportive housing, but the reality is it takes 5 to 10 years. There can be an array of hiccups on why a construction project is taking so long. Just the other day, I remember I had read an article about one of the market rate apartment complex in the city of San Jose, who unfortunately has a bad rep because some of the practices they were doing. But they had to stall their project because the windows came in and the windows were the wrong size. So that was 8 months of stalling because the windows were the wrong size, that they had to reorder them. So just an array of issues can come up within a construction site. That's why I always say permanent housing, affordable housing, permanent supportive housing, low income takes about 5 to 10 years. It can be fast or it can be long. I will answer your question because I'm almost done. The crisis response intervention is probably the most visible part of our team, and that is what we do, direct services, immediate services. We have OWL, which we've nicknamed overnight warming locations, where the city partners, the housing department partners up with 2 other city departments, the library and PRNS, to utilize their facilities, and we access those facilities at night and use them for extra shelter beds. We also have our outreach team that when somebody reports a homeless concern, whether because they're concerned or they don't want to see it, goes to my coworker, she enters it, and it takes about a week to a week and a half, but an outreach worker will go to every single location that has been reported. You may not see them because we go at an array of time from early morning to evening. They are just out there offering services. So they will offer hygiene packs, they will offer case management, they will offer shelter bed. Like I said, there's limitations on shelter beds, so it's we're definitely trying to increase those beds. And then Dignity on Wheels, which is a cool program. It offers a private shower and laundry service for individuals that are experiencing homelessness, or I like to say for people that are doubling up, that are renting garages, rooms. There's places that here, I live down the street, where I look on Craigslist and they're renting a room for $800, but you don't have access to the kitchen or the bathroom. It's crazy. So this service is for anybody, because the reality is that people are renting out those rooms and they are getting that money, and these people are finding themselves getting the membership to the Y, to 24-hour fitness, to go take showers. They're not all homeless. And then be part of the solution. The city of San Jose, our council, has moved forward and has adopted 2 city-wide ordinance. The first one was adopted about a year and a half ago. It is a temporary incidental shelter ordinance. It's a long word. I oversee that. It allows facilities that have an occupancy permit. That means that their building is permitted to allow people to come in. It allows them the ability to shelter individuals, how many individuals they want, the population they want, for how long they want. Currently, the people that sign up for this program are faith-based organizations throughout the city of San Jose. And when I say throughout, I go through everywhere in the city of San Jose because I'm the one that goes out there and checks them out. And this is a church, this is actually in Willow Glen, this picture. And then the second ordinance that just passed earlier this summer was the Safe Parking Citywide Ordinance. The Safe Parking Citywide Ordinance allows a property owner who has paved area in their property that is larger than 3,000 square feet, which, just so you guys know, I didn't know how much that was till I started really doing the research. This is about 3,000 square feet, this room. It allows them the ability to also house a safe parking program on their lot throughout the night, and how many people they want to serve, who they want to serve, the same thing. There is some limitations to that one, and I go out there and I make those checks. Like, I look at the setback from residential, which is a little confusing, so I'm going to go really fast because our attorney told me multiple times so I can finally get it through my head. So if it's on a lot like this, but the neighbor is a 1-story house, the residential setback is 30 feet. If it's on a property and the neighbor is a 2-story house, the residential setback is 65 feet. If it is on a property like this and the neighbor has no fence that divides the property line, it's 65 feet. That's all for me to know, and I go do that because it is definitely very overwhelming for somebody who wants to help. So I'm just here to make those safe practices. So if anybody's interested in the city of San Jose or knows people that has property, I'm your girl. I have my business cards. And the other one is volunteer. There's an array of nonprofits throughout the city of San Jose that are either collecting donations, that need help with legislation, that need advocacy. There's different ways to get involved in the solution, and there's different for every single person. Maybe you don't want to do that direct, but you have a bunch of clothes. You can go drop it off at a shelter that we know it's going to go directly to individuals. And then you can also donate. You can donate to your favorite nonprofit organization, and there's a galore of them. And the last one I didn't put in there that I like to say, the City of San Jose, for the past 3 years, I've been part of it as well. We have the Viva Calles event that PRNS puts on. The last, particularly 2 years, we have done a real engagement with the housing department, the homelessness response team. So we've worked with some of the partners that we have contracts with, and we've made a scavenger hunt on homelessness with Pokemon Go, who's part of the event, and people that just went to the event and did this scavenger hunt, and because they were playing the Pokemon Go maybe game, and that's all that they were interested in. They didn't know, but they helped make a part of the solution, because for every person that went out and participated, Pokemon Go donated $5 to each organization to help with their to help, you know, with their programs and services. So there's definitely a lot of innovative ways to get involved, because homelessness touches all of us in every single way and aspect of our life. So why not all just see how we can contribute to the issue instead of just sitting here and saying, I don't want it in my neighborhood. That's the only way we're gonna solve the issue, is if we actually make action. So that is it. And the last thing I want to show you guys is, I want to show you guys a map of the city of San Jose, and it kind of breaks down how many homeless people are in your district for each district. And before I show you guys, I do want to keep in mind that we are doing the 2020 census coming up. The way the city of San Jose, we have 10 districts. Each district has an approximately 100,000 residents. The census will determine if we have more than 1 billion people, which I presume, in my personal opinion, a million. But the reality, I think that there's probably 1.5 million. So the district lines might be restructured, because each district's supposed to have the same amount of residents. So this was, it's going to be on our 2019 report. So as our Vice Mayor did say, a lot of the concentrated efforts are in District 3 and District 7. And that may be attributed that there's already, it's the downtown core, a lot of services, public transportation's nearby. There is already existing shelters there, but this is the map of the city of San Jose. So if you think that you don't have homeless in your neighborhood, you're wrong. They're everywhere. So thank you guys. And like I brought some stuff. They're in the back. And I also brought my business card if anybody wants it. Thank you.